trust me, it's so much easier washing a palette when the paint is still wet and a bit tacky than it is when it's dry. Also, make sure you wash out your jar really well, because if you don't, in 2 days it will stink the house out. And most of all, wash your brushes out really well using clean water. So I really hope that you enjoyed those tips and that you found them helpful. As always, come find me on social media and see what I've been up to recently. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
All right. We're going to be doing. Let's see.
Matt's going. We're excited to be back here.
Spare formats for this book.
We just finished season 14 2 days ago. So we just finished doing the episode. We just finished Green Free. She just finished on Green Free. So now we're back talking about the first show of that season, which was this sexual healing, which we did March 17th. Here it is right here. So we did this. Yeah, I mean, it was really great because we were. I think we had some other ideas for the season before it started, but then Tiger Woods blessed us with the. There was also all that anybody could talk about over like the holidays or that was it. It was just like, oh, because it was Thanksgiving night.
Zoe with a Y. Okay, got it.
It still was like
Z-O-E-Y.
Yeah, stuff, and then it was like, oh, it was that night. It was like people sex that. But the big thing was, we're like, well, we're an animated show. We could sort of recreate what probably happened that night. And so that was that first scene we just saw. Was sort of all right, let's put everything together that we've heard, and we assume it happens basically exactly like this. It was just that that was the funniest part of it. It was like, okay, she swung a golf club at a car, broke a window. That night she cheated, but she was just trying to save her life. But she just found out he's cheating. Yeah. So she decided to go on. And then it was later that we kind of had the idea.
Geezer, it's about time. I know, I'm busy here. So, just crudely wrote the name Zoe on there because that's where it's going to kind of go, I think. So, it's going to look a lot nicer than that. I just kind of like to change it up as fast as I can. Instead of saving that for last, I'll put it down first, for instance.
And all the men basically, like, because it was that thing where holiday party or whatever. Tiger Woods became that thing that kind of framed for men and women to talk about a little bit. I think because there's a little language barrier between, like, so men had to act ultra, like, I don't know why he would do that, you know? And it's kind of like the whole Chris Rock joke about, like, you're only
Zorro.
You're only faithful as opportunity allows, or there's that Chris Rock thing. You know, that every guy.
Yeah, this book is dedicated to a sweet baby girl named Zoe. The father of this, of the person who ordered this book. His daughter.
I'd be like, what do you mean? Oh my God, like he's married. He's super successful, the biggest athlete in the world, but he's married. How would you ever be with another woman? And all these newspaper articles and stuff written by men. Yeah. And you could tell they're like, is sexual addiction a problem in our country? Like, you fucking look at you, dude. The first person you showed that to was your wife. Yeah, you showed that to your wife. Look at him, look what happened. These guys have a problem. They have a problem because I can't relate to it at all. I don't know why someone would do that. So that was obviously not, you know, everyone's basically acting one woman in the room. Don't they throw Kyle in there? Kyle or Kyle? Anyway, this is like, how long ago is this? 8 months ago, I can't remember. What happened? We've been working on like a Broadway show since then and stuff, so we write this stuff and bring it on. Yeah. Let's see what we're Okay, kid, let's take our thing. So this is the tale of Scody the Boogerballs, which the whole idea came out of I remember from when I was really more junior high and high school, but we would always try to write
Almost broke my you almost broke my heart there. You're gonna say dedicated to a sweat baby girl named Zoe. Your father you paused is dead. Dude, oh no. Their father's fine. I think they're fine. Everybody's got their problems.
Like basically, they, someone writes a joke and it sits there. As soon as he writes a joke, he starts laughing and then he dies. So they're like, and then the military starts using it. It's the funniest joke in the world. They start using that joke, and no one can hear it and not, die, laugh so hard. Other languages. There's a great part with Hitler in it. Hitler's trying to tell a joke and it's not as good. So it was really cool because we were such mind-blowing fans. And it was like, this was the same kind of idea that in a different way. And it was just like the most disgusting thing ever. And people can't help but vomit, but they went in this added extra thing where it's like, it's actually really good. And sort of like that idea, like no one can deny how. And then just the idea that you're doing this comedy about centered around this whole thing that you never should, you never hear more than one sentence of the actual book. It's like Pulp Fiction with the name of that. It's like, I think Pulp Fiction, what's in the suitcase. Repo Man, what's in the trunk. It's like you never. What is this? What is this thing that can make you vomit? And it was also that idea of a banned books and our kids, especially these boys, would be like, first of all, banned books are rad. I want to know what's in them. And when I find out what's in them, like we can
Alright, man.
Like we can write a
Have a good night.
fucking grosser book than that. Not understanding there's any literary value to any banned books. Which is kind of the way I thought about banned books when I was like you wanted obviously to read them first. Yeah. Because our kill one John Wayne, etc. and the right joke. And then because that was hot to do too. None of that really mattered. Everyone just liked the show. And also the what's his face? The food thing. Oh yeah, I studied Morgan. Yeah, we did a lot of Morgan. It was really about getting that Morgan Freeman show. It's Morgan Freeman's reading. It's like whenever you want something to be validated, you get Morgan Freeman to read it. And it suddenly makes sense. That's what he uses. That's what we figured out in movies. He's like the guy that comes in just like, here's this ridiculous fucking concept. Have Morgan Freeman explain it to you, and you'll believe it. If Morgan Freeman explains Angelina Jolie, and it makes sense. And we were saying that every time he does that, he gets a new thing. Yeah. Every time Morgan Freeman explains an impossible concept in a movie, he gets a new thing. Let's move on to the next one. This is one of my favorites. This is our medicinal marijuana show that I think came out. I think I gone back to Colorado, or you gone back to Colorado, and they had Colorado is kind of like California now, where there's medicinal pot stores, but Colorado is actually way beyond California. There's pot stores everywhere in Colorado now. It's pretty rad, actually. It's like they kind of outdid California. And I think we started talking about this, and then how certain kind of like how fatty food now is like the new like, okay, we've got to ban that. It's like how certain substances and shit become like okay in society, and then other ones become not okay, and how the fatty food and pot. And then when we were in the writer thing, it's like somehow KFC came up. We were talking about how this idea of a pot store opening of a KFC. I think you talked about it. Trey said something about it, and I was like, I've seen that before somewhere online. And there's a pot store in LA, in Palms, I think. It was an old KFC that somebody turned into a pot store. It basically looked just like this. Like so, it was funny that we joked our way to a place where that basically actually existed. Yeah. But the funny thing about Colorado too, because you were saying how like in Steamboat Springs, there was a medicinal marijuana store, and there's like 2 registered people that need that can get medicinal. And it's like, okay, obviously they're not just catering to those people. Right. No, I mean, I'm a total, I think that, I'm a total believer that basically the pot can help people who are sick, and I know people who've been sick with AIDS or cancer that weed has really helped them eat. I mean, I'm a big believer in all that, but obviously everyone knows it's kind of a sham too, that like I would say everyone who's going to medicinal marijuana doesn't have cancer, and they're going for their quote back pain or something. So obviously that's the story. Is Randy, instead of pretending he has back pain, which is really all you need to do, is just say my back hurts or my knee hurts or some shit, and he goes to get himself. So, but it was sort of that joke too, of like so many of the people that fight so hard for marijuana should be legal are some of the same people that are saying, get rid of KFC, get rid of Taco Bell, get rid of this stuff back. It's just like doesn't matter what the truth is. Like they're just trying to put people. It's like something they don't like. You know. But for some people, you know, they get just the kind of fight. And then once we had the idea that Randy should get their hands on a giant palm, oh, this is gold. Yeah. And then we came up. What's that song? What's the song from? It's from the little house. The song that plays. Oh, the Tippity Hop. Is this one? Well, that's what we were talking about.
This is not for Cliff.
No, the song we got was off a weird 70s.
This is not for Cliff.
We should have watched these before.
I don't know where Cliff's scan is in line. What do they want on that again?
So, in the end, they make the difference.
We'll have to look at it.
So, but really, honestly, like, if you're a stoner, Colorado's a place to be. It's pretty rad. And hopefully they'll vote to legalize it pretty soon. So, they might be California too. I think, yeah, they could. California just voted it down. Like, it's fucking, God, don't get me started on California voting down fucking Prop 19. Goddamn. Finally, and moving on. Finally, someone opened the jail door and you don't walk out. Finally, you're free. Let's move on for a minute. So this is our big Facebook episode.
It's pretty hard to see what I'm doing because the glare is right on top of that. But that's kind of the sketch of it going on. So, in case you're wondering what's actually going on down there, because it's a white book, I'm doing white paint, and a white light glaring, and the glare is right here. I wish I could make it better. It's not good for me to draw with though. So now I'm glaring all over the place here. Just trying to move my camera around. See, I have no professional lighting abilities. The best I can do is like, I guess I can draw like that. That's okay. Cut my friends and can. Cut my friends and can.
Sucked into something, I think it was like so much bigger than me that I couldn't help but get sucked into it. So we just decided to make that stand and have him literally get sucked into it and use the whole idea of what would it be inside Facebook, inside right? Because Toronto, the Ultra. We as of this recording, we haven't seen the new one. No, it comes out in December. On this recording, I'm gonna go on record. I'm gonna say I think it looks pretty sweet, relatively cool, and I really like it. Now, I'll update the next commentary on if that panned out. But it looks pretty cool. I'm just worried they could go kind of Michael Bay with it. Oh, Coleman with it. Yeah, but the just oh, I think it is going to be a little bit that. I think there'll be some good big set pieces and stuff. And Daft Punk does Star Trek stuff. And the fact that what's that? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So overall cool. This little kid, Jordy, is his name? I love these scenes with him. He just runs there and checks to see if anybody says that they can either sadly probably close the truth to a lot of people. And I mean, I'm the guy I've done that too with an email and waiting for somebody to, how much like one text message or you're waiting on one person to send you something else. But I love those scenes. They have kind of a Pixar like they're as good as Pixar, but they have a great they're just without having any dialogue. No, they're packed with emotion. You can do a scene with no dialogue and it's good. And it's that emotionally kind of like that's why Pixar. Yeah, like every scene in every almost every movie to make it work. But that little kid turned out to be much more of an emotional kind of story that we intended. And now he has a little Facebook page that I think the Software Studios guys did this for. I think the other one. They do. They still do updates every 6 weeks. Yeah. We had a scene. We used to have more of Carmen doing the whole yeah, we had more of those. And actually, it's probably on the stage. Yeah, because it was like treating friends like stocks. Yeah, and thinking, oh my stock's up today. I've got 2 more friends. Oh no, I lost some friends today. Down. Yeah. So originally the story was really going a lot more that direction, but then we just like the stamp stuff. And we didn't even know You know, because that was you used to do World of Warcraft, and now it's Farmville.
Yeah. You know, and so we were asking the areas and stuff like, okay, well, so then people can come and visit your farms? Like, yeah. And it's like, so then what's the goal? And like, well, nothing. You just try to have a nice farm.
So you can make your farm way cooler than yours. Because grown people are doing this during the day right now. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
We just spit out everything we can think of.
So this was our 200th episode, which got some attention.
It should have been such a time for celebration.
Yeah, it wasn't even. The thing was, we didn't even meet. It was just like, oh, for show 200, let's just give the real fan kind of a taste of, basically like the whole thing was like, let's do a clip show, but not do a clip show. Like let's do a clip show where they would normally sit there and go, oh, here's our best moments. Here, look at this again. But clip shows today are so stupid for anyone to do because anyone can go watch movies or whatever. So like, let's do a clip show. Let's take sort of the biggest, most famous moments in South Park and let's revisit them and make them all into its own plot. And it was actually kind of a fun way to write because
it was like by design. Like it's our 200th episode, we're going to do the most self-indulgent kind of episode there is. It's going to be the episode is about the show,
right.
About the biggest controversy, the biggest kind of moments. So it's like it's not it's by design kind of our own end and about our about the show.
And so it was just one of many things. They were like, oh well, we can't do a big show about our biggest controversial thing without doing one with the Muslim faith. So we'll have to put that in there too. And it really wasn't even. Honestly, it was just one of many things. Obviously, we spent way more time with the Barbra Streisand monster than we did with that. That was just. But since then, it just became a big thing. I mean, I guess we can just wait till the next one because it's a two-parter. So that's sort of the setup of it all, and then we could go to because it was the second part where basically all the shit and while we were making more which again we were just trying to. But what we thought was far more important and far more interesting was that we were finally going to answer who we were bringing back the biggest, way bigger than the prophet of Muslim faith was. Eric Cartman actually did have a father, and we're going to reveal it. And we thought that was just so huge that we didn't really continue. Let's go to the next one.
So obviously this is great. I love this opening. I love this film. I just like the look. Part of it is
You can see the left leg is a little bit too small. I don't really want to make it any bigger.
But this is actually really hard. We're supposed to be sitting here doing commentary, but some of the really unfocused parts. Obviously, we got.
It's gonna look pretty dope.
It was kind of hard for us because whereas sort of the first one where we did the Prophet and Muslim faith with Family Guy, we purposely kind of made it and now here it went even suddenly the week of making the first one and so much shit hit the fan. Basically, we couldn't even, our hands were completely tied. And so we're like, well, we're just going to deliver it this way, the way we think it should be, and then you'll have to do what you have to do with it. And it's butchered here too. They still can't show it the way we made it, including the final speech, which wasn't a joke on it. People thought it was a joke. It has to be actually. It's not. We had a point. But the thing, and really, besides that, which everyone already knows, we already said in the statement, we don't really know anything we can say about this episode because we'll probably just get sort of cut out or read over somehow. I mean, I think probably the thing we could talk about that they wouldn't leave out is just the fact that because in that show, okay, so
this was our first episode after the whole 201 thing.
yeah, and we were actually thinking about not doing it anymore.
We were just so tired and spent, I remember. And
Such a stressful thing. We decided on it.
yeah, and I think I can't remember one other time we were really, really tired. We went to a Jimmy show. It was when the Jimmy Erection show. I don't remember where it was in production, but something about like, okay, let's forget about. Let's just do something weird and different. And 7 kind of last shows of run, we always kind of go, let's just break our own rules a little bit. Yeah, that's what I kind of do. We just kind of give up. We just kind of get outside of our own.
But it was interesting. Actually, we had this stuff, so we're kind of thinking about what we can do wrong again. It was just such a stressful 2 weeks. And we were just so pissed and burned and everything. But we came across some of this footage, and actually it was from the whole Oprah Winfrey binge show.
Brilliant ad show. Everyone's favorite.
But it's so funny because we came across these scenes that we had cut out of that, which is basically all of this stuff.
That show's so stupid.
Callie did go to intervention. We had an intervention. We did all that. We were parodying the show and everything. And but we watched these things. This is pretty funny, and it's been a while since the Oprah's been like, maybe we could make,
See, I like doing
its own show.
my old reliable characters now more because they're faster. Speed is a major part of my equation.
I think there's such a weird episode. Because, Jimmy gives us that great, it's just a great character between all the weirdness and crazy optimism.
Well, it also happened because we had done a Jimmy show, I think right a while ago.
Party talk out. We're like, okay, this is what we're doing.
This is what you do after you've insulted. What's funny is that we had done this whole Jimmy show where he goes on steroids and we did a special Olympics. There's this one little scene in that show where he sort of this one kid is like selling to these steroids. He was just like, hey, how you and for some reason that character always made us laugh so hard. We're like, we've got to bring that kid back. And we're like, what if that kid hates Jimmy the same way Jimmy hated Timmy? But then he's totally aware. And then we started talking about the Warner Brothers cartoons where there were the 2 gangs.
Yeah.
One little was really short.
Hey, boy.
Yeah, and he really followed him. And then the little ones were like, yeah, and all that stuff. They're like, oh, we got it. Do that with your hand.
I'd like to call it the power on the truck.
Yeah, it's so funny that by episode.
This is the most number of ingredients in a dish. That, that gives us like Southwestern Asian whatever.
We sort of turn off our snobby writer.
They get better. Here's a bunch of other
and then we were like, let's do other Warner Brothers characters.
That's really funny. We could have done a whole show.
I just want to do it again. I wanted actually, so this was the last show of that little part of this run. And then when we came back, instead of starting when we started with the NASCAR show, I want to just start the new show, the new season, and it just pans over and there those guys are just like, okay, here's how we're going to do this. Just say still, just keep going. We're still trying to do it. All right, let's move on to the second part. So this was the start of the where we've been talking a while about doing NASCAR. But the truth is we just didn't really know much about it. We still don't.
Yeah, I've never really. I've watched a little bit of NASCAR, but it's kind of like there's nothing where it's kind of hard to get into it. Hard to see what is the allure of this, I mean, I get that it's not. I don't know if people doesn't. I mean, I think it's a really sport to have to go do. Like I think they're pretty amazing athletes and drivers and stuff. But it is like you are driving. All the tracks are exactly the same, and you are driving around in a big circle for 500 miles. It's a lot. That was a surprise. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to make fun of there. And we just started like, this is a great deal. I'm not going to stick with Cartman. It's like, I'm not fucking stupid enough. Yes, you are. You're trying to make me feel better. I don't even know what this show's saying, really. We just thought it was funny that, like, Cartman is like, I'm not poor and stupid enough. And it's like, is he fucking around? Does he really want to be a NASCAR driver?
Well, it's because whenever you have Cartman do something, it's like you don't know what we're trying to say. Like, are we saying that you need to be poor too? Are we ripping on it? Or are we not ripping on it? And
We don't even know.
We don't know. I mean, we literally don't know it well enough to rip on it for
this being the first show of the run, our animators have to watch the time to model the cars in 3D and make a race footage, which I think was awesome. So, like this show is really cool to watch how the race and stuff. Yeah.
And then we actually ended up having one of our PAs go out and get a bunch of that stuff, which sent in the writers because we had to know exactly. We didn't, it's just like NASCAR. We knew almost as little about that as we knew a little more about it.
Yeah.
We didn't know, what is Ray or what was it. So the PA,
and there's a lot of work.
And there's still actually a bunch of that.
You know what else is in this video? We kind of had to fit it into the dip bit, which if you're not familiar with dip bits, you can go to your computer right now. I've been dip bits for more kind of crazy.
Actually, the dip bit probably used to be longer.
We probably about to know a whole show about dip bits. The dip bits are just so weird and crazy. They're kind of awesome though. So if you don't know what a dip bit is, go to your computer and check out how many kinds of dip bits there are.
We were going to do that whole storyline. We're climbing the pages, dipping that, and stuff. And that's what I'm doing.
It is for Trevor Richardson. That's correct. For his dog, for him and his dog.
There's a dip where a guy pitches about they ban tobacco products, and he says almost exactly like this stuff. There's a part where he says, one of my favorite stuff.
From a legitimate place, this thing when after the show aired, it's like South Park called Obama gay. And I'm like, what? Like that was when they took away from the we called the president a homosexual. Gay as hell does not mean homosexual.
Right, and certainly within that context where it's like being
I'm waiting on coloring in the background.
But I think they should expand it like that.
I'm not gonna make it all white. Screw it up with something. Have to go over it again.
Of course, a lot of people thought it was because of the Jersey Shore phenomenon, which of course I don't know what, but it was really way more because of my infatuation with Housewives of New Jersey, which I've seen every episode of it at least twice. And so it was just, the fact that there was Housewives of Jersey and then Jersey Delicious and then Jersey Shore, it's just like, it seemed like suddenly any reality show with Jersey word in it was coming out. So we're trying to do not just a take on Jersey Shore, but on the Jersey phenomenon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now there's just seems taking over television. I had never seen Housewives of Jersey Shore.
This was Jerry right here.
Teresa.
And by the way, Teresa, I think, really does start with the fight with Danielle. I mean, obviously Danielle's got a super big problem, but I really, when you look back, and Teresa's always talking about what a great person she is and how she doesn't start. Teresa always starts with a fight, always looking for a fight, always looking to cause problems. And of course, since Danielle is completely plugged in the head, it's always going to. We don't need that.
This episode really took off for me when we figured out.
Oh, damn. That's a big drink.
Now it's actually pretty
Woo. Alright.
screaming the word love
Butt cabbage. These guys are so silly.
But yeah, then we had what we said the whole
I watched, yeah, because when we tried, I never seen the Jersey Shore, so we tried to I watched the Jersey Shore, and I actually really liked it. The first season is
I watched
good.
all of season one of Jersey Shore, and I like it. That's the thing. It's well produced.
It's a really good show.
Very well produced show. It's not has nothing to do with that. We didn't but it's just
Yeah, there's something compelling about those. So I don't know if it's keep it
but it was part of that when we saw that now season 2 is going to be Jersey Shore, Miami. Like, it's not Jersey Shore. That's why it's like, okay, well, Jersey Shore is Colorado. And it's sort of the idea that the Jersey Shore is now everywhere in the U.S. We sort of took a lot of different routes and we tried a lot of different things and then finally went the whole Teen Wolf route.
That's right, the Teen Wolf thing, yeah.
once they had the idea that Carmen wanted to use New Jersey, it was the three Jays. Yeah. So this episode in Keaton was really just started out as our reporting episode because we had it was sort of the same thing as the Jersey thing. We were just saying there's 2 or 3 different shows on different channels about boarding orders. It's so much more frustrating to me than like intervention. Intervention I can actually watch and enjoy. But orders, you always just sit there going, clean that shit up, you know. And there are always people coming and very delicately being like, can I throw this away? And they're like, no, not that. I go, okay, you know, just throw it away. Tell them to fuck off and throw it away. But so it really was just at first, definitely by Thursday or Friday, the first few days of working on this one, we just thought it was a hoarding thing. We're like, well, we can make it a hoarding thing in your locker. And then you can go to the counselor and find out Matthew was a hoarder. Right.
And then we decided to combine it with conception.
Well, because I think the same day that we decided, because we decided, oh, let's have them, they're going to learn why they're hoarders. You know, so we'll take them back, we'll hypnotize, we'll put them into their dreams. And that's when some people in the room start saying, oh, it's my conception, which I haven't seen. And so,
right, we should explain. We had a little dust up on this episode because we basically ripped off these guys from College Humor, but we didn't mean to. And that sounds really like right, like fucking lame excuse. But what happened is that I had seen Inception, and I think most people in writers hadn't seen it, but Trey hadn't seen it. And so when we were looking at the stuff online, we started looking at different characters.
we couldn't get a copy of the movie hadn't come out.
We can get a copy of the movie. And sometimes we can get like a screener or something like this. And we found a BitTorrent, but it was almost unwatchable. It's like, I don't want to watch it. Parodies. And I remember there's this one. We watched this one, and it was the one from College Humor. It's so well done. And I remember I said to Trey, like, that's it. That's the movie. That's what it is. I know it seems unbelievable, but it's that fucking stupid. And that was because that Inception, the dialogue in Inception, what the guys did on their College Humor thing is like they aced it so well that there were literally parts that I didn't remember that was like actually the movie or that. But in saying Trey, that's the movie, I think Trey then went and because then we took the line. There's a part where the guy says, "My wife's dreams manifest themselves as a train," or something like that. And I was like, really? Like that's what it is, you know? Yeah, we thought it was like a movie, and then you know, a part of it is not doing any fucking QC on it. 10 seconds or talk about it. Or watch the movie. I mean, there's so many things that so many places along the way where we fucked up and kind of do our homework and a lot, you know, we do the show so fast. A lot of times, kind of first drafts go on the air, and you know, we hope they're like really good first drafts, or at least have the energy and like punk rock, like our whole way we excuse it to ourselves as well. At least it's fresh, you know. And, like, you know, it's like Saturday Night Live. It's like not the funniest all the time, but you know it's live and you know they did it that week, and that's part of the energy. We've convinced ourselves that that's part of South Park, even when it's like, you know, maybe not the best thing. And this was absolutely one where it just slipped through the production process. I wasn't paying attention to what it was. Trey had never seen the movie and like assumed those were live in the movie, and it's just a big fuck up. And that's just what it is.
But then luckily you kind of knew.
I know a guy who works in College Humor, and he, you know, let me know basically the second after these guys wrote it on their blog. And as soon as I realized what happened, I mean, he thought, you know, maybe within an hour, I just called them, the guys who actually did the Inception parody, and I just said, hey, guys, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. We just fucked up. We ripped off your shit. And I told him right there on the phone, I said, how do we make this right? I said, we could, you know, put a retroactive credit on this show. We could, you know, whatever. And they were so fucking sweet and understanding and nice about it. Honestly, probably too much so. They, right in the moment, they're like, nope, that makes sense. You know, they were really, they're fans of ours. They were just immediately totally awesome and sweet about it. And so we're going to go to New York in a couple months and take them out to dinner and thank them. They're really funny guys, and two, we did kind of rip them off. We didn't need to. But anyway, it wasn't to them. They definitely haven't seen everything, don't know
Or no, we already did Cliff's. We already did Cliff's scan book. That was Pennywise. That's right. Just looking at it again, I was like, wait a minute. It's not good that I don't know.
Once we knew we had to convert and the word we had to choose for the final. All that good stuff. Yeah, we came up with that. All right, let's do it. So this is where things just get all fucked up because basically we decided we've been wanting to do kind of another Coon episode. We wanted to do a Coon sequel, and we've been wanting to do it for a while. So we decided to do this, having no idea that the part 2 of the Coon would end up becoming a trilogy. So and we started. I think we thought it was going to be a one-part. We thought it was going to be a one-part thing. We were going to do the basically just the idea that Carton was trying to now have Coon and friends, and sort of bring Mysterion back and have the other kids try to kind of guess a little bit who. But then this character Captain Hindsight comes around, and he won't be a part of Coon. He's kind of like now he's or something like that. And really the show is just trying to get this real superhero Captain Hindsight to join Coon. That was going to be Captain Hindsight was inspired by the oil spill and some people's reactions. Especially James Cameron. There's a thing where James Cameron, who's obviously a fucking really smart guy, like there's something, and probably taken out of context, that said something like, "What are these people down at DP trying to clean this up?" Or people working on this stuff, stupid, they should have done it this way. And it's true that like whoever was in charge fucked up, obviously. But once there's like a thing on the bottom of the ocean spewing miles down, it becomes like, shit does happen, and it's hard to. And once it happens, it becomes like a bunch of Captain Hindsight saying, "Well, I wouldn't have done that." It's like, really, a bunch about deep sea, like oil, really. And James Cameron, because he's floated around the Titanic stuff, he does know a lot about deep sea stuff. But it just had a real like, oh, thanks, Captain Hindsight. And then somebody said, one of the literalized that character, and rip on kind of journalists and how journalists that basically they're all about their hindsight all the time. It's really easy to always report on something and say what should have been done. And that was Captain Hindsight's greatest power. And then sort of what happens is it gets to be, as usual, we're writing this stuff, we're writing it to be Saturday, and we're starting to get deeper into the story, and we're like, well, what can DP do? The joke of like, you know, what's the parody version of that, and we're like, oh, they 12 and all this information. And we have been wanting to do this for the longest time, for years. We've been wanting to do this big H.P. Lovecraft, where we basically, because I'm into the board game art more and started reading, always kind of Lovecraft. And so we had them start designing all these sort of creatures from another dimension based on H.P. Lovecraft stuff, including Cthulhu. And we always had, we even had full depth scenes. There was always going to be a Halloween special, but we just never could really figure anything out. So we're like, you know what? Let's just use those characters. We'll just use them. It just seems such a waste to use all that for one little jump of the tour home into another dimension, right? So we're like, well, let's just make it. And then it's just something. We're like, you know what? Let's make it 2 parts. We'll do another 2-parter. And maybe what we'll do is in part 2 we'll reveal finally who the Mysterion is. And we definitely didn't know at that time that the 2-parter was what happened. We're still on part 2 now. So this episode obviously has the work of showing off our very talented storyboard characters because they just started with the song. And I think that's stuff. And if you're lucky enough to be able to see this in HD, I know a lot of people can. It's really admirable how cool element to this. And so we knew, basically, okay, we're gonna answer who Mysterion is, and even some people in the writers room were like, okay, and at some point during end up making the original Coon episode, Matt and I decided, okay, and so the thing was that when we then retroactively were looking back at the Coon, if you look back at that first Coon episode, knowing that Mysterion's Kenny, it's really kind of satisfying and cool. So we thought, well, maybe let's not just take the whole episode and let people know kind of right away. And let's do it not in this big giant, here's the reveal kind of way, but very throwaway. That's what I decided to do. Oh, hey, calm down. Yeah. But that brings us to the reveal. Yeah. But now, we really expect, again, we expected, okay, well, we'll get through this, we'll have Cartman go down, get the goo, he'll come back and try to find the boy. Sort of took off with that. But all of it then, what happened was, what does Nick make a commercial? Well, Ron James made a commercial somewhere. Really, really appreciate look up to people doing things that simple. But that thing, man, I just like, what should I do? Like, how much help? And we were like, wow, that is the perfect. No, really, you don't know what you should do. Carmen doesn't do it until the next episode. We're like, that's a perfect Carmen response. Like when he gets in trouble and his mom pissed him, it's like, Mom, what should I do? What do you want me to go back? You know, to the day like that, not do it. Let me put this on you. Your fault. Yeah, what you have to answer for this. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, like not my fault. But we definitely went back and forth a lot with how when exactly to reveal it came with Mysterio and sort of when to and also when to then obviously the big thing that became the story was the fact that it's the first time we say that Kenny is aware of his dying. Yeah, and there is some kind of
Good Lord, man, that was fast. I come back to my computer. The cover's 100% different. That kind of hair and yeah, it's true. Still got his wig on. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking at him right now, and he's looking good. Just kind of working on the tone in there. That's looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna cover up the hair last because I don't want to go over it with white, and then I have to go over it again because I smudged it. Oh, I got it dirty. So.
This guy we decided afterwards, this dude right here, this called here, we should have maybe gone. So many stuff like that happened. This thing was done pretty early on. And then as he was then later on, a few days later, when Holy Spring got kids into town, and that kind of thing, he got to the it's called the half thing. Fresh from the oven, but sort of not quite done yet. If you're so hungry, you eat it anyway. And we got the parfait, which we always knew we were going to start with the very crunchy. We actually even knew when we thought this was all going to be a one-part thing, just because the show started with Crunch really super crunchy. We kind of thought, okay, whatever happens in the very first time, we want to actually save the day how it's caught out. So we just took that idea. We got the air part 3. I love this comic. The other thing is, this episode of us, we just got rid of half time. We could be ready for everything going, so let's make sure. And unless you're a huge Captain Hindsight fan, you probably won't notice. So all the Captain Hindsight fans but this was a big, so again, this is sort of deciding how much to reveal. We actually do know a bit more about why Kenny has the power and what it exactly is and everything. And we're not just saying that. We really kind of do, but again, we just didn't want to sort of spill it all right here because we thought it was fun to. We might want to see Kenny being Mysterio on again. We didn't want, and that's so superhero-like. Like, here's your answer, and you're done. The mystery should keep going on a little bit. So, but I will say that there's one part in this show that's not spoken, but a different thing that reveals a bit more of what is actually going on. With Kenny? Yeah.
Yeah, Venom's a pretty simple character, actually, and since I've done him so many times, you know, it gets easier as time goes on, which is good.
We've done stuff before, like Lord of the Rings and anime, where kids have kind of a persona and play it with that style and stuff. But I feel like this, especially because it's Cartman and Kenny, and we haven't really done the type of cool shit yet, or a couple where, but with a couple of them, it isn't just they're plain, but it's a little more than that. Like it means Mysterion. You can tell means more to Kenny. This is where he can kind of be more than he is when he's normal self. And Cartman cares about his Coon franchise, and so there's just something really. It kind of gives the whole show like a whole new place to go that we haven't had in a while. So both very like a big idea. So I think one definitely we'll figure out what to do.
And probably most importantly, what people should know is that at the very end, when the alien or whatever it is comes down and tells him Penny Crunch his origins, that's actually based on
Lamal, the singer of Kajagoogoo.
If you look at the music video of Never Ending Story, because there was some elements of this that felt like Never Ending Story with Cartman and and so we looked at that and anyway, we sort of did the haircut based on that haircut.
Lamal's haircut. Maybe that's where they should be ripping off your cut.
Maybe we should do that guy. But also
I'd say I'm kind of bummed Mayberry Crunch is gone forever because I thought Mayberry Crunch would be back. Mayberry Crunch is a great character. I love that little guy.
And then the other big thing was with Cartman through all of these references to Totoro.
Well, that was in 2, and in this one
There's one. There's another.
No, this is the Warner Brothers one.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So this is the last run of our 14th season. Last show of our and it's called Spring Break.
And that's probably my favorite.
And I said it's so kind of weird. It became a really fun show.
It's certain shows that I just every week except every single shot that I'm watching I'm laughing at. A lot of it, we've been wanting to do kind of a Food Network show for a long time. So it's such a big, that's probably the channel I watch more than any channel, Food Network. And God, cooking area. I love all those shows. I watch all, he's not on Food Network, but all the Gordon Ramsay stuff I watch all the time too. So it was supposed to be just, it really was supposed to be a big sort of celebrity chef show and get into all that. But then we were going to have this little tiny runner of Sharon doing Shake Weight, and it just took over. Because somehow the character of the Shake Weight was a lot more interesting than anything else that was going on. But obviously the Shake Weight thing,
I agree that he's simple developing on the present variation for what is no crazy attempt. Not as complicated as you'd think. Just how I feel about him, I can't translate. So, the best part about Spawn, or not Spawn, Spawn to a lesser degree, he's kind of a more complicated version of Venom. Venom is the ultimate character for an artist to draw who likes to draw like cool, monsters, right? Demons, stuff like that. The reason is because he was developed in a fucking lab by Todd McFarlane. And I'm just joking about that, but what I mean by that is that Todd took Spider-Man, who was a character who was, you could put him in any pose, right? So like I have my little action figure here, and you could just put him in some crazy pose like this. What character would have this pose aside from like Spider-Man? If he's flying through the air after letting go of his web. Spider-Man makes crazy poses, so that's the thing about him. The thing that he did to add to Spider-Man was he added all these tendrils, all these webs, these tendrils, these webs everywhere, and changed the shape of his eyes, changed the shape and distorted things, made things crazy and wacky and explosive. And people say, "Oh, that complicates things. That looks crazy. That looks weird. That's not what webs look like." And he said, "Yeah, exactly. But it's easy to draw, and it's fun to draw, and it looks good." And so what he did was he made a character that was good for the artist. It's like an artist's preferably like drawing, you know, tendrils and big crazy things like that, because they kind of, you can use them to cover things up. They're pretty simple to draw, you know. If you just kind of go over a line enough times, it'll look like a tendril coming off of Carnage or Venom. So the most complicated part about Venom is his chest symbol and his mouth. And he has very few tendrils. Carnage is kind of tricky because of the black veins on his back and all of his tendrils, but tendrils, if you can get them right, they're pretty easy. Bootleg abortion of Venom. That's pretty funny. He was a super smart character to make, and lo and behold, he turns out to be one of the most popular characters of all time. That makes me happy. It's one of my favorites as well.
Cackles of people who listen to the hyenas, one of which we refer to as the Two Patriarchy. Those are the people who listen for free to our Bernie Sanders episodes. And then we got the true blue matriarchs over at our Patreon matriarchy, our Matreon, if you will, at patreon.com/favorite Welcome to another episode of History Hyenas. I am Chrissy Pseudo Tit, Chrissy Well Farts, Chrissy Salmons, Chrissy Chlamydia, Chrissy Kavanaugh. As you know, that is all a lie. I am Peanut Head Pappas, and we are not joined by Chrissy Kavanaugh, Chrissy Cackles, Chrissy Pseudo Tit, because he's in Houston.
Houston. Ooh, the perfect spot for the 3.0. Inside Spider-Gwen's hood. Should really stand out. That's a good idea. Yeah, we can go over different parts of the painting and stick some of that black in wherever you think it will look good, you know.
What's up, everybody? lovers, first of all, we're gonna have a good show today. We're gonna do the episode about Gandhi. It's about Gandhi. You can see me performing live. I got shows in Philly, November 19th to the 21st. They're all sold out. Besides November 19th.
Megatron is a matriarch? That makes sense. Hence Optimus Patriarch being his nemesis. Yeah, I don't know. That was the History of Hyenas, which is a funny podcast. You might like the History of Hyenas, Jonathan. And that's they just make shit up, bro. They're East Coast boys. They're like you. They're New York. They're New York, Bay Ridge. Looks my boy Venom. Hell yeah. Kind of a more classic Venom look. His teeth are all big and crazy.
And of course, the most fun on this show happens at patreon.com/favorites, where we go wild, we do jokes and say things that are illegal to say in Kamala Harris's new nation. Patreon.com/favorites, boys. Can you go? I mean, these friends. There it is. Tim Dillon's this episode, Gandhi. The episode is about Gandhi, Muhammad Gandhi, and it's sponsored by Tim Dillon's Belly Hair. He won the auction tier at patreon.com/favorites. Tim Dillon's Belly Hair. This kid is a great American. He's a former veteran. Happy Veterans Day. And his website is touchalifekids.org, where he gets children out of horrible situations in Ghana, Africa, Hannibal Burris' hometown. Touchalifekids.org. Thank you, Tim Dillon's Belly Hair. Yes, this is our History Night marker for the month. Thank you so much. This is a great cause. www.touchalifekids.org. We provide medical support for local tribes in return for kids released. They're getting kids out of child slavery. They're fighting against child trafficking, which is a really good cause. Go to their website, donate. You can donate for as little as $20. His real name is Mohandas Ramachandran Gandhi, and he was born October 2nd, 1869 in Porbandar, India, Polar India, and then he died. You can't do that voice anymore, remember? Abdul? Right. You can't do that. That's right. People are going to call you Hank Gary. You can't say canceled, and then he was born January 30th, 1948. He died January 30th, 1948 in New Delhi, India. And fucking Indians, the smart kids, are fucking pretty stupid because they spelled the word Delhi wrong. They put H in Delhi, and it's stupid.
Is that a documentary you're talking about, or the general history? History Hyenas? It's a comedy podcast. Just finished going over my King and Black poll list for tomorrow. Am I right? Oh, got a lot of money. Get that Crane book, and it's not on a poll list anywhere, but the Crane book is sweet. There is a Queen in Black cover series of covers launching tomorrow by a certain artist. Doing everything in my power to avoid them, especially the ones signed by all three artists to keep the money pumping. And my boy here, yeah. And Crane, hoping that Clayton gets more of these holiday specials in. Ooh, did you get any holiday specials, Jonathan? And you know, they're actually, I made one because they're expensive. I have 3 kids. Oh, yeah. Well, those holiday specials, they are going to have some more of those, I think, next Saturday. So be stoked about that, sir. If you're getting them, they're fucking expensive, dude, for those remarks. It's like $1,600. I'll sit here and I'll spend, you know, 5+ hours on a book, if I'm doing a big one, and then, unless it's like this Venom, maybe I'll get away with doing 3+, just because I do them so often. I'm better at doing them now. We'll see. But so okay, I'll do like 5 or 6 hours into a book, and I'll get paid like, you know, like 100 and something bucks, and then he'll do 15 minutes on a revision and just put like a little Wolverine, you know, right here, like he did on his Halloween book. He just did Wolverine about that big, and then It sells for like $1,600. Graded. It's crazy. Shows the difference between he and I. Is he's literally about 100 times as powerful as me. If you do the math, I think it's like 500 times more powerful in terms of his money-making ability. No, I really want one bad. They went out fast, and the only ones left at websites are over 1,000 each. Yeah. Yep.
Even though they weren't great. Yeah, it's just they're not great. And it's, what's interesting about Mohammed al-Gandhi is he's obviously one of the most famous leaders and these activists of all time. We'll get to some dark parts of his history, but I mean, he's just like anything else, guys. There's just a little child porn in there. It's what it is. It's just when there's good, sometimes it's equally as bad, and people don't want to talk about it. It's the narrative. We don't fit the narrative. I don't fit into my pants, and I don't fit into the narrative. Definitely don't.
He is the trendsetter. I would agree with that. He spawned my entire career just as like a ripple in the wake that is his power. So I am a believer of his power.
Because you wanted to come on the podcast today, and I told him you were. I told him you were just a baby.
Crack a fresh pen. Burning through these bad boys like Pringles. $4 Pringles. Dude, that Wolverine blew my mind. I know who bought that Wolverine. Good guy bought the Wolverine. I'm glad I like when pieces I like go to good homes, you know. I'm a believer in yours. Thank you. As you already know. All this practice, dude, all these features along, I'm going to sharpen your skill set. Oh, yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal, baby.
By the way, Mahatma is a term that means great soul. So a lot of people just call him Gandhi, but it's actually Mahatma Gandhi, and it's a religious title like saint in Christianity. So it's pretty much Saint John. In India, he's called the father of the nation, and also Babu. So the problem with Babu is what this episode's going to be called, because there is a little bit of a problem we got with Babu, but he sleeps with 12-year-old girls. Yeah. We'll get to that. Later in the segment, we'll get to that. The 13-year-old goes test his resolve that he can resist the temptations of the flesh. But my question is, why are you testing yourself and your resilience against temptations of the flesh with 13-year-old girls? Did you want 13-year-old girls? We'll get to it. Let's just say Gandhi would not do good if they were the correct time. So, if you're not using it on the time, Gandhi also had married a 13-year-old 14-year-old girl. They were both 13. So Muhammad, born Bandar, India in 1869, October 2nd, he came from an upper-class family, and his father was a leader in the local community. His parents wanted to become it's a barrister, it's a barrister. So what is a barrister? Oh, it's a type of lawyer. Because barrister and barrister, same shit. His dad was a political, okay? He's a politician, and his mom was like this older woman, fast and stuff like that. So he really admired his mom, and that's where he sort of got the idea that he's not eating. Yeah, the kid would not eat to make a point. Yeah, most Indian people are vegetarians. They're vegetarian kids, so they don't eat meat. They like to just plant, so there's a plant-based burger for them at McDonald's now, which is nice.
got pretty far here in just an hour. So. Pretty good. I gotta let this dry because there's not one part of this that I haven't done a base coat on, so I'm forced to stop. So I could switch to another piece right now, but I gotta save it for tomorrow. All right, so I might come back on.